September 15th, which means that in exactly 1 week, I will be turning 30. And at the beginning of 2020, I made this very extensive list of 30 things that I wanted to do before I turned 30. I saw Rachel of That Chic do this in a video and it really inspired me. I thought today would be a really fun day to figure out what I did on the list, what I completed, and if something is outstanding, I wanted to see if I could just cram it in all today. So we've got 30 things to tackle, so let's get started. Number 1, learn how to sew. This is clearly not gonna happen today, unfortunately. Moving on to number 2, we have give Cheeky a more fulfilling life. I think Ben and I have done a really great job at this because Cheeky has really been going pretty much everywhere with us. I'm pretty sure everyone with a furry friend at home has been spending more time with them. I thought today I would bake some homemade treats for her because I saw a couple of really easy recipes on Pinterest. So I thought that I would bake her some right now. So let's do it. Alright, I'm just gonna have to pause the video here because something is off. It's the music. This is where I want to thank our sponsor for today, Epidemic Sound, for sponsoring today's video. I have been using Epidemic Sound for years now. I'm always on their music library. They have a catalog of 32,000 professional produced tracks and over 65,000 sound effects. They're all high quality and they're updated weekly. So let's fix this music and put something that's more appropriate. So here I am on the homepage and I'm gonna pick some jazz or lo-fi. You can find your perfect song by searching by mood. As you can see, there are 24 different moods and 10 movements. See how there's so many options for happy? There are 2 plans that you can choose from, personal or commercial. I have the personal plan, which is amazing. I believe that this is the best option for digital creators to soundtrack their videos. You can use it for YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, podcasts. Let's say you have a sponsor. You can use their music for branded videos as well. You can also get a free 30-day trial on either personal or commercial with a link in the description box as well. You have the option to cancel your subscription at any time. However, all the content that you created with them will be cleared and monetized forever. So definitely go check the links in the description box, and I'm going to bake these cookies now. Number 3, do an improv class. I wanted to sign up for an improv class because as a Virgo, I really enjoy planning. I like structure, but with improv, it's great because you have to be better off the cuff and just kind of deal with whatever life flings at you. And so I thought that it would make me more of a flexible and adaptable person. But unfortunately, I think this goal is going to have to wait into the future. Number 4, take a dance class. The same goes for this goal. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to take a dance class, but I did try and learn some TikTok dances. There was that. Number 5, make friendship bracelets. So instead of bracelets, I changed it to like macrame keychains. I bought the yarn, I bought the key rings, but Number 6, go to a festival or concert sober. I went to a concert sober in January. Ben and I got tickets to go see Rex Orange County. It just happened that I was doing dry January and I had such a blast. I brought my binoculars, I had a big Diet Coke, and it was just really great to just jam out to the music and be able to see everything. Like, those binoculars were so clutch. Number 7, fund a family trip. I had plans on taking my whole family to Europe for my dad's 60th birthday, but you know, circumstances have changed that. I'm just gonna skip on over number 8 because that's something that I'm just not ready to share yet. Number 9, read 50 books, all with a book report. I only got up to 21 books, which, I mean, what can you do, you know? Like, I think I was pretty ambitious with 50. But all of them have book reports. I wrote it down in my little notebook. Number 10, get involved in a volunteer organization. I was hoping that I could volunteer at an organization like physically. I feel like when you're doing something locally and you can see just the significant before and after, it feels like you're actually making a difference, but unfortunately, it's very tricky to physically participate. So I did what I could only do, which is donate. I was part of a food drive that raised over $5,000 to the Los Angeles Food Bank, and I donated to several different organizations and charities. This was a commitment that I made to myself before I knew everything, before I knew 2020 was just gonna go up in flames. I do wish that there were more things that I can get involved in my community, like beach cleanups, or I don't know. Honestly, it's like a cleanup thing for me because litter is one of my biggest pet peeves. It's just like, please, like, why can't people just throw things away where they belong? Number 11, do a solo trip. In February, I did a solo trip to San Francisco. I went for this, I guess, like vulnerability, courage workshop where we just talk about finding our passions and just being more comfortable with ourselves. I love just meeting different people from all walks of life. I went to dinner by myself. I got a drink by myself. It was extremely empowering. I learned a lot about myself on that trip. Number 12, improve my Korean. So I did sign up for Korean lessons on the website takelessons.com. It came in a package of 5 lessons. I didn't realize how terrible my Korean was. So I found it extremely disheartening. It's like I'm so used to speaking it incorrectly that speaking it correctly is so difficult. Like, she told me that it would be easier if I just didn't know Korean at all so that I could start over. However, she did say that my vocabulary, like my word bank, wasn't bad. It's just the structure. So after the 5 lessons I took, I just didn't want to renew it just yet. And this is when like the whole pandemic hit, and I don't want to use it as an excuse, but I was just like, there's other things going on right now. Like, my Korean can wait. Number 13, eat more plant-based. I feel like I did a good job with this. I try my best to have at least like 1 plant-based meal a day. That's like a given. I feel like that's really typical on being like a flexitarian. If there is a plant-based option, I will always choose that. But if I'm at my mom's house and she made like freaking galbijjim, then I'm gonna eat a little bit because she spent like so much time on it. I definitely think it's a big improvement from last year, but it definitely can get more refined. Do activities to control stress and temper. I've been extremely consistent with meditation and journaling, and also just like slowing things down. When I'm scheduling my day, I make sure not to pack like way too much stuff, because before I would make sure I jam it in. Like, I think I used to be obsessed with the feeling of just like pushing so hard during the day. I felt like that was the only way I deserved to rest if I had pushed myself super hard. But that's not very sustainable because I was just stressed all the time. Number 15, travel to 3 new cities. So I did all my traveling in February. I went to the French Alps, and then I went to Philadelphia. I did that in a span of like a week and a half. That was crazy. So those were 2 new places that I went to. I wasn't able to fill a 3rd one, but Ben and I have been traveling more in different pockets in California, which has been really great, like Big Bear, Malibu, and it's been just really refreshing to explore our home. Okay, number 16, cultivate 3 relationships. I wanted to focus my time on cultivating 3 existing relationships. I was kind of looking back at, 2019, and I realized that I just had a lot of people in my life, which I love because I feel like everybody has something different to offer. But I just really wanted to focus on quality, not quantity. So this year I actually found myself getting closer to 3 particular people in my life. It wasn't like tactical, it just like kind of happened, but I spent a lot of time with Emily. She has been a super consistent figure in my life. We like hike together all the time. It's been amazing getting closer to her ever since she moved back to California. It's been great. Another relationship that I found myself diving more time into was James, my big brother. I always make sure that I see him at least like a couple times a month just to see how he's doing, to spend some quality time, see what movies he's watching. And lastly, we have Ben. He and I have grown so much closer this year, which I didn't even think was possible, but this time just really made us focus on like how we can evolve together and become a tighter unit. And yeah, he's like my best friend and fucking grateful. I love him. Okay, anyway, moving on. Number 17, make an earthquake kit. For this one, I've prepared 3 things. Number 1 is a first aid kit. And then I also got a hand crank radio because there's probably not going to be any connection, and if we wanted to find out more information, we could use this. We also got 2 huge things of water, so in case of an earthquake and we need clean water, we have this. Number 18, Marie Kondo the house. The house is looking better and tidier, but there are like nooks and crannies that definitely need to be Marie Kondoed. Number 19, set up the Zen room. Ben and I wanted to transform the old filming room into just like a practical room where we can just live our life in, because honestly, because it was labeled the filming room, I actually like never wanted to film in there. It's so weird. So we decided that it was kind of like just an unused space and we wanted to make it more functional. So we took all the filming equipment out and instead we bought a sleeper sofa, a little rug, and we like put the TV in there. Like it just works so perfectly, and now it's one of my favorite places to meditate, to journal and read, and then at night Ben loves to play FIFA there. So we definitely achieved that. Number 20, be able to touch my toes. I still can't touch my toes. I don't know if that's gonna happen by tomorrow. It's not. Number 21 is to journal more often. This one I have definitely completed. I have so many journals. I have my morning pages, I have my future self journaling, and then I just have like my normal journaling. Like it's a lot, but I am absolutely feeling the benefits of it. Like I'm actually retaining more information because I have a record of everything that has happened in my life, stuff that I'm consuming, and just how I process things. If I listen to a podcast or read a book or watch a documentary where there's compelling information, I'll write it down. And as a result, I feel like I remember more things, and it's actually made me more of an interesting person. This is an activity that I will always continue to do because I'm seeing like actual results. Number 22. Go to 3 museums and take a tour. My plan was to go to a museum, rent out that little headset with all the information on there, and then go through like each exhibit one by one and like gather the information. Like that is one of my favorite activities to do. Like Ben and I did that at the Guggenheim in New York, and it was just so fun. Number 23, visit Oma and Appa once a month. This one was a big success. I saw my parents multiple times a month. I'm definitely a family gal. I love seeing my parents so much. And as I get older, I just want to spend more and more time with them because, you know, like they're not gonna be here forever. Like, sorry to be morbid, but like I want to appreciate every moment with my parents. Number 24, learn 5 new recipes. I had no idea that this year I would get sucked into cooking this much. I've definitely surpassed 5 recipes, lots of recipes to add to my Rolodex. Number 25, work another job. So I actually wanted to try my hand on doing a different job other than YouTube. I had this whole plan. Like my friend was gonna let me work at his restaurant for a whole month, and I wanted to take a break off YouTube, and I just wanted to see if I still had it. Like before YouTube, I've had so many jobs, and a lot of them were in the hospitality, like food and beverage industry. I got pretty good at it, I must say. Like I'm very efficient, I'm a people person, I can multitask really well, so I kind of wanted to see if it was a skill that I still had, and I also wanted to just see what I can learn. But unfortunately, I think this is gonna be something that I have to revisit in the future. Number 26, go camping. Ben and I went to Big Bear, and I know it's technically glamping, but there's still the amping involved, so I'm just gonna cross this off the list. Number 27, make a photo album. So many of my photos are digital. As much as I want to believe like, oh, like one day I'm just gonna look back at my phone and like reminisce on the photos, but honestly, like I never do that. So I printed out some photos actually, and I'm going to highlight some of my favorite moments of 2020 so far. Number 28, hang art on the walls. We have definitely completed this one. There is much more art on the walls, and I'm so glad that we took the time out to frame them this year. Number 29, write a thoughtful card for everyone's birthday. This one I tried my best to, but I couldn't write it for everybody in my life. However, I did write more this year than the last. As someone who really values words of affirmation, I really like giving it to other people too. So I think with the birthday card, it's just nice to cement just nice things you think about that person, whether it's a favorite memory that you have with them or something that you're really proud that they did. I like to just dump that all out in a birthday card. Number 30, be closer to self-acceptance. 100% I feel like I did this. I really focused on just taking care of my mind and learning more about myself. And I have to really attribute it to journaling and slowing things down. Those were the two main components on me being more compassionate to myself. So good job, Jed. That completes my 30 before 30 list. I think that there's so much power when you write something down because it holds you accountable, and it's also easy to have a direction because you have like a running list. Whenever I had free time or when I was planning things, I would always refer back to this list and see if I could make some time for it. I mean, obviously I didn't get through everything, but it's nice to keep a running record of like what you wanted to do. I would love to hear anything that's on your bucket list in the comments down below. I mean, I gotta start planning my 31 before 31 soon. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye! Mwah.